back into the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. This defense for the Dolphins, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Now Dobbins again on second down. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Got a man. It's Ross, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Down to the 42, second down. The Ravens had 0-1 on the year following the loss of the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
No, we changed it.
Now it's Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
I'm already.
They're going for it with Dobbins. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's Jackson. And this one is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
When trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Tua. Down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their 2nd possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and they have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
The tackle made at the 12-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 7.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Keon Crossen. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
Ready, set.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Gets this one to Hill. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
On the ready.
A run with Mostert up the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They run with Mostert off the option. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Here we go.
We're scoreless after 1. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. As they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go.
Down. Open rail. Black open.
Tua going to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver. And it results in an incomplete pass.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Dolphins post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he is going to lose yardage here. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill, his second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll go again with Dobbins. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Here's Jackson to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep is Philip Dorsett. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Dolphin football.
On the set.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
2nd down. Here's Mostert again. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Play action, now it's Tua. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 13-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. They hand it off to Mostert. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Tackle made by Tyus Bowser.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. On 2nd and 9, Tua toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Now Tua. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The big gainer there on the catch and run. 37 yards.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way to field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it. So they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides would be thrilled with that.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaughan. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Third quarter starts with a run from Mostert. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
17.
Once again, it's Mostert. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Eluding the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 39-yard punt, and good coverage means a loss on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Now Jackson on first down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Hey, hey.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, this is intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 41. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Jerome Baker, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. But to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. On first down, they go with Mostert again. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On second and 9, Tua. No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. 30. 10, 5, and he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you know, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play.
And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for two. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
That goes for a gain of 31.
You'd think defenses might be a little more prepared for plays like this because so many offensive coordinators, when they get the ball after a turnover, they do like to dial up a deep ball right away. And if I were a defensive coordinator in this league, that's exactly what I would say to my defense before they went out to play. In this case, though, they didn't get the message, and a big play resulted.
Tua sets up to pass it. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Dolphins take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that will bump the lead up to 26. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken at about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And this offense on third down today, 2 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
Here we go. Here we go.
At the 30-yard line.
They'll run right side with Mostert. It was Justin Houston who got him down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 142 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here we go.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Ready?
2 and out, running right on the option. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Ready up.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Hut, hut.
On 3rd down, here comes Mostert. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
You see him?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Jackson now. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw there into the hands of Ross. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 26. Now Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then gets it with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Second down. Here's Mostert again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 167 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Now Mostert off the read option. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Running the counter with Mostert. And some room to run now. Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out. This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
First down, Dolphins.
They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. Second down. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower.